इसके बाद आ रहे हैं मिस्टर रंजीत सेन फ्रॉम AIOCD PharmaSoftTech सॉफ्टटेक। क्या करते हैं ये लोग अमरीश भाई?
ये
मिस्टर रंजीत
इतना
सेन
यूनिक इनका बिजनेस मॉडल है कि ये सिर्फ बंबई की नहीं, सिर्फ इंडिया की नहीं, वर्ल्ड की एक यूनिक ऐसी कंपनी है जो करंटली फार्मा डेटा एक्सचेंज प्लेटफॉर्म डेवलप कर रही है फार्मास्यूटिकल इंडस्ट्री के लिए, जिसमें सब मैन्युफैक्चरर्स, टॉप 100 फार्मास्यूटिकल कंपनीज में से 50 मैन्युफैक्चरर्स इस प्लेटफॉर्म में ज्वाइन हो चुके हैं। डेटा एक्सचेंज प्लेटफॉर्म है। डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स, फार्मा डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स, इंडिया में 10,000 मेजर और माइनर फार्मा इंडस्ट्री के डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स और स्टॉकिस्ट्स हैं। उसमें से 5,000 लोग 3,000 लोग करीब जुड़ चुके हैं। ही विल शेयर द नंबर्स। 5,000 लोग एंड 300,000 रिटेल फार्मासिस्ट्स हैं। तो वो उनका जर्नी, इनको ज्वाइन कराने का काफी रिटेलर्स भी, थाउजेंड्स ऑफ रिटेलर्स भी ज्वाइन हो चुके हैं। और इन तीनों को एक प्लेटफॉर्म पे लाके ऐसी सिंपल सी इनकी सिस्टम है कि रिटेलर डायरेक्ट ऑर्डर इस सिस्टम के जरिए, इस एक्सचेंज के जरिए डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर को दे सकता है। और डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर डजंट हैव टू पंच दोज नंबर्स एंड ऑर्डर्स अगेन, बिकॉज उसमें एक स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक भी हो तो भी ड्रग का नाम भी चेंज हो सकता है, वगैरह वगैरह। तो बहुत सारी कॉस्ट पूरी सिस्टम में कट होती हैं बाय नॉन रिपीटेटिव वर्क जो सॉफ्टवेयर करता है। बहुत ही यूनिक मॉडल है, दुनिया में ऐसा मॉडल कहीं भी नहीं है। सो ओवर टू मिस्टर रंजीत सेन। एंड आई वुड लाइक टू ऐड, ये प्रेजेंटेशन बहुत ही ध्यान से सुनना, क्योंकि ये 8 करोड़ रुपए का कंपनी है इनका टर्नओवर आज, और इन्होंने विजन बनाया है 350 करोड़ 350 करोड़ 2020 में। और 8 करोड़ से 350 करोड़ की जर्नी के दौरान इनको अभी कोई फर्दर फंडिंग की जरूरत नहीं रहेगी। इतना पावरफुल इंटरनल कैश फ्लो जनरेशन इनके लिए मुमकिन है।
Jai Hind, sir. Jai Hind, everybody. I said Jai Hind. People who have come before me have already stressed enough upon why one should join MasterClass. And believe me, I will not stress upon that point, because that fact is already established. I will only give you a sneak preview into what will happen once you join MasterClass. To begin with, my name is Ranjit Sen. That's only the name. You can ask my wife here. She will also believe that I am actually insane. And when we went to MasterClass, we actually went with a huge big question mark, not only above our head, but I am sure sir had seen that. It was also on our faces. We did not know what to expect. All three of us from the company who went there are management graduates. We have all graduated from one of the best B schools in the country. I have done my specialization in brand management from one of the IIMs of the country. So we said, you know, there were questions in our mind. First of all, the first question was, do I need this? That was the first question. No, okay, fine. कंपनी का डिक्टम है, चलिए चलते हैं। सर का नाम बहुत सुना हुआ था, with the work that he has put in with the retailing field in the country. The second question that came to us, and again all three of us have had the journey of being an MR to a BU head in huge pharma companies in the country, and therefore we always said that, you know, I've been there, I've done that. I have been a part of the boardroom. So one of us also said, in fact, that we are doing it every day. Are we not doing strategy every day? Are we not doing execution every day? We are doing it every day. And then how is this going to help? Now all these questions were basically because of only one fact, which is there on a Saturday morning, and then the whole day for the next 4 Saturdays, sorry, However, conclusively, I would like to say that we had a baggage of past knowledge. As someone had very aptly said over here, the last thing that you learn in life is death. So maybe somewhere in our minds we're saying that, you know, I have already learned all there is to learn. That baggage of past knowledge was making us contemplate about the need of a program which we had never been to. So we were kind of assuming things. And then we were trying to justify it by saying that is it relevant to our industry, because you know, we knew that we are a very unique business model in the whole world, and because I have come to that, with your permission, sir, let me tell you that this unique business model that we have is an opportunity that has come out of the fact that in India we all love to be disorganized. So the rest of the globe has already become organized, and hence the opportunity does not exist. And in India, the disorganization is so high, and the extent is so deep that we have a 50-year mission statement in place. Having said that, as I have said that we have a 50-year mission statement in place, which is after MasterClass, but before that also, we have always had growth on our mind. Now, we have all of us who make this company have come out of very successful careers in large pharma conglomerates, and then we have got together because we know that there are certain pain points which are existing in the current way the system is functioning, and therefore we said that out of this we can really make big money, and therefore we had growth obviously is the primary thing which is there on our mind. And I'm sorry, it might get jumbled slightly because of the way the presentation is, so forget it, I'll do the talking. The first thing that happened, and this happened in the first half day of the 4 days that we spent with sir, was that within 3 or 4 hours we were able to offload all our past baggage. And this happened, you know, if something is happening that you don't want to happen, there is a resistance, there is inertia, as we call it. This actually happened so seamlessly that by the time we went for lunch, we actually realized that we ourselves have written off so many concepts that we had in our mind before we landed here. And for the first half day, in fact, if we see tangibly, we were only conversing. There were no slides, there was no agenda, there were lots of examples, there were lots of perspectives that were discussed, there were debates, but we were only conversing. And in lucid conversation, and this is 25 years of experience that the guy brings on the table, in lucid conversation, our minds were defogged. And we were ready to discover the most important thing that MasterClass will give to anyone who comes and attends. Ladies and gentlemen, as I have told you, I have been to renowned B schools, I have been to a lot of coaching that big international names do. Not to count them or not to write them down, they have their value. But what you discover in MasterClass in 4 days or 8 days, whichever program you pick, is way beyond what an international class can give you. And the first thing it begins from is the reason for your existence. Why do you exist? What difference are you going to make to the society, whether you lived or died? What is your company as an organization or as an entity, as a living entity adding to the economy, to the nation? You know, we were told by Amrish sir that this is the best time to be in India. Forget recession, forget whatever anyone is talking, forget devaluation of the currency. This is the best time to be in India, and we as a group came to an answer. That answer came out in discussion. You know why it is the best time? Is because I have not seen the last 50 years before my birth. I will not see the next 50 years after my birth. So as 1 billionth part of the economy, if I have one chance of contributing to India, it is this 50 years. And that is the reason for my existence personally. But why does my company exist? That answer, one sneak preview, you will get in MasterClass. You will realize why you exist and how you can make the difference on a larger platform, apart from making your money. That obviously, if we are in business, we will make money. We discovered our mission of 50 years. We broke it down into our vision of the next 7 years. And as the first day ended, and we were put through worksheets, which were kind of precipitating these thoughts. And I am nowhere saying that these thoughts are not in our minds. They are always there. If we are in business, they are probably in the subconscious mind. The worksheets are so lucid and so user-friendly and so simple that they actually precipitate the best of your thoughts and they bring them out of you on paper. And therefore, I said, after that also, after we went from MasterClass, 3 of us sat together, spent endless hours on doing the worksheets were fun. And by the time we finished the worksheets, we thought we had cracked it. You know, we are B school graduates. We can crack anything in the world. Sometimes the simplest of the nuts can't be cracked by us, that's a different thing. A debate for a different day, but we thought we had cracked it. What had we cracked? We had our mission in place, we had our vision in place, we had our positioning in place, we had our values in place. We thought that we have discovered the DNA that we need to, reach there. We had that in place. We had a number of 200 crores that we need to reach in the next 7 years in place from the 8 crores of last year. And our number crunching business management education was telling us that, oh boss, that's, 25 times what you're doing now. So put CAGRs, put the economy growth, put inflation, put whatever, all the indices that you have learned, and that's a brilliant growth. Well, let me tell you, and you will go through this, and I am already now assuming that most of us will go through MasterClass. All the ideas will be put to test. There were intense sessions, and let me tell you, an avid shooter myself, for the first time in my life, I realized what being on the other side of the shooting range feels like. This was how I felt in the first 5 minutes of the first telesession. We had at least 6 of them within the month, and each of them put our conviction to test, because each of them lasted nothing less than 180 minutes, if I am right, sir. Every concept, every idea was discussed, every perspective was debated. And if someone tells me that what would be a tangible take home that I take, I will see the benefits of MasterClass maybe in 5 years or 7 years or 2020, and my business will grow. But what do I take home today? Ladies and gentlemen, you will take home perspectives from his experience, which are worth their weight in gold. Because for any given situation, if you have 4 perspectives today, after you finish MasterClass, you will have 16 perspectives. And that will result into growth as you go ahead in time. Well, his experience, as I said, and the perspectives were dragging our plan to new dimensions. And again, it was so lucid that we did not realize. Had we realized that our targets are going to go double, we would have resisted. But it was so lucid, it was like flowing water. We didn't realize. A few ideas fell. One of my favorites actually had a Humpty Dumpty fall. Anyways, the kind of work we do, and I would, if I am not running against time, I would like to stress upon this example, is because the kind of work we do for the pharma companies puts us in the celebrated chair of being a consigliere or the prime consultant to them. Any pharma company who's my client, and 50 out of the top 100 are, look at me before they take any revenue decision, before they take any manpower decision, before they take any deployment decision, before they take any decision, they look at me and they ask us, what does AWACS say? And therefore, I had a great idea that what should be our position? Our position should be backbone of pharma decisions. and I was convinced that this is the best thing that could happen to us, and this is the best line that could ever be in the world. However, that line fell, and what we came up with is what I will tell you after some time. And let me tell you, I agree to it. I agree to the line which has come up is a better position given the business we are in. However, I still agree that the line that I wrote also was very powerful, so we have parked it for the time being. We will take the car out of the garage sometime. A few ideas fell, but as I was telling you, better ones emerged. We had our mission and vision in place, we had our values in place, and we had the exact DNA that we required to extract maximum out of this opportunity on paper. We knew the skill sets that are required in the team that we would build. And thereafter, once this left-hand side of the foundation was set, segmentation, critical success factors, goal and role clarity, tangible execution plan, these were only a matter of, a to and fro discussion, and they came on paper. Most importantly, for a organization of our size and scale, with the importance of the kind of work we do, one wrong advice to a client can impact the growths, the importance of the kind of work we do, and the kind of growth aspirations we have. The ultimate tangible was we now have a fix on a kind of culture that we want to create inside the organization to keep us relevant for the next 50 years. And that's a big thing to have for any organization. Believe me, I have worked in a couple of the biggest companies names in the country, and there are companies who have reached maybe 2,000 crores of turnover, but they don't have a fix on what culture are they propagating or what do they want to create. And therefore, I say soon, maybe by the third session out of 4 sessions, we had what I call the MasterClass edge. We had a sense of his 25 years of experience, and as someone very nicely said that he's a gold mine. It depends upon your ability and your probing techniques of how much can you get out of him. Very important thing, our opportunity got defined. As we said, as very clearly we can now say that our opportunity comes out of disorganization and does not come out of organization. There's a lot of work behind it, but that simple line comes out of that kind of experience he puts on the table. Our opportunity got defined, and obviously when the opportunity was defined, our sights were reset, the path was defogged, there was clarity which was driven, and it is not visible what I have written there, but the single most striking thing about MasterClass, ladies and gentlemen, is his interest in your and my growth. That is the single most striking thing. As I say, we are on our way of not creating a business, of not creating an organization. We are on our way, ladies and gentlemen, of creating an industry, because we are the only one of our kind in this country. By far, there is only one competitor, and he also does only 12% of what we do, and maybe only 1.2% of what we would be doing in 2020. Our vision 2020 is that 90% of sales transactions between pharma companies, pharma stockists, and pharma retailers are digitized through electronic data platform. This will help fill data gaps. Disorganization in country creates a lot of data gaps. No one knows कितना माल कहां से कहां गया, क्यों गया, किसका गया, कब गया, ट्रक घूम के वापस कब आया, एक्सपायर कब हुआ था, वापस नए पैक में कब चला गया. Yeah, so there are a lot of data gaps. So this will help fill data gaps. It will develop solutions across core functions, which are revenue functions, starting from PPC, which is production planning, up to the marketing and the sales end. Even a medical rep on the ground will be able to use this data to his benefit within his geography. and therefore it will provide market intelligence for profitable decisions. We do this, the reason for our existence, so that we can create tangible value by impacting industry growth, not only client growth, but the Indian pharma industry growth and industry profitability, and therefore the economy of this country, pharma being one of the key industries in the country. We are today, or we ended the last year at 8 crores. After MasterClass, we already are on our way to doing 15 crores this year. And let me tell you that by 2020, we would have done 350 crores. And as sir has already said, no, sirs and ma'ams, we are not looking for finance. Now, when I say 350 crores, I would also like to say, how would we impact the country? Because that 350 crores is only 1% of the growth that we would have driven directly because of our platform. Which means the Indian pharma industry would have grown by 35,000 crores because of us. And that would also have impacted the economy in a certain way. I cannot put numbers to it right now. Now, here I would bring the line which replaced backbone of pharma decisions. The line which AIOCD AWACS now uses is actionable data, profitable decisions. But is that what you take out of MasterClass? The MasterClass edge lies in these guiding lines. 4 lines which I learnt in MasterClass and which would be with me till I breathe my last. No matter how straight the gate, straight here stands for narrow. No matter how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. With that, I put my deliberation to end. Thank you for giving me a patient audition, and Jai Hind again.
Superb, Ranjit. I can only say one line in Bengali, which I know, Ami tumake bhalobashi.